Unanimously recommends to revoke the liquor license for Crush Ultra Lounge after hours of testimony. The city pointed to 16 incidents since April where police were called to the bar. Those incidents ranged from shootings to assaults and of open containers after hours. Tonight, the owner of Crush, Tony Pham, admitted the bar made mistakes in their efforts to reduce violence inside and outside of the business. He asked for another chance to fix the ongoing problems. Councilman Danny Begley said he asked Pham several years ago to make the business a safer place, and he feels that hasn't happened. The Nebraska Liquor Commission will make the final call if Crush keeps or loses its license.